What up, y'all? I'm back with another review, and I'm here to review the newest album. I'm not even sure if this is the debut album from my man Philmore Greene, Chicago, a third world city. This is a 13 minute, I believe 50 plus minute project, and yeah, man, I got this via. Well, I was aware of this via OK though, so this video is gonna go up on OK. I mean, it's going up on YouTube, but I'm gonna post it along with the short review slash summarization and the description of the video when it's up on OK though. So if you're watching this on OK though, what up, OK though community? Um, but yeah, just seeing going through the OK though emails and everything. It was requested that we reviewed this by I think Fillmore himself. So um, I'm pretty sure it was Philmore himself. It might have been somebody from his camp or someone who knows him, who's supportive of him. But I'm pretty sure it was Philmore, and it was requested that we review this. And I told him that I would. This was like after Christmas, I believe. And I got really busy, like with the end of the year 2018 stuff, um, putting the list together, uploading them to YouTube, writing up the list on OK though, and just everything else. Just end of the year, the holiday season, and everything. So I was busy, a little busier than usual, and not to brag or anything or make it sound like I'm so busy, but I was just a little busy. So this kind of slipped through the cracks, but I did not forget about it. The day that I was actually going to respond to him and let him know that I hadn't forgotten about it is the day that he said, "So is there? I just wanted to follow up on this." And I told him like, yeah, it's coming. Like, don't worry about it. It's gonna be actually very soon. And then I told him like, hey, this weekend, it's gonna be up for you. And now it's Sunday, so damn it, it better be up. So I'm doing this right now, and it is gonna be out on the same day I'm recording it. So yeah, Fillmore Greene, Chicago, a third world city. First, let me say this: I'm I already knew that the Chicago hip hop scene was deep, given all the music that I've heard and reviewed from artists that are prominent or becoming prominent that have in the last like 2.5 to 3 years. But then there's the underground. I thought that was deep. It's even deeper than I thought. The whole fucking Chicago hip hop scene right now is just, ugh, Jesus, man. Man, like it's deeper than and even though Houston's like my favorite hip hop city, like it's deeper than Houston when I was like at my peak into it. Like I'm still heavily into it, but my God, man, the Chicago hip hop scene is just layers and layers and layers. Let's go ahead and get right into this. Track number one, Reaganomics. This track was just about the aftershock of Reaganomics, um, talking about the black struggle, like in just in varieties and forms of the black struggle. It's every struggle, especially the black struggle, is a struggle, but it can vary in everything. So it's talking about the worry, the shootings and the drugs and the poverty and the conflict due to differences, especially in the ghetto or lower income, whatever you want to call it, maybe the inner city in Chicago. Just like anywhere else, but this is about Chicago though, and Chicago definitely stands out. Like we see the news. We Some of us may even be from there, might be near places in Chicago where it's happened. So Chicago definitely, when you hear about cities that have it kind of rough, Chicago definitely stands out. Like kind of like an East Side Atlanta or a East Side Oakland, South Central LA, things like cities like that. Check number two, something out of nothing. This was a very cold, kind of gloomy, reminiscent vibe that I was getting off of this beat. And Fillmore detailed how his hustle is what helped him, or what is gonna help him make something out of nothing. And he was gonna make something with music, which is relatable because of course, I'd love to make something with music, whether it be reviewing it, contributing to sites and things like that. I just love music, and if I could make like a job, like this be my job, what I do this every day anyway, but if this was like my job and I expanded and everything, like um, I'd love for that. I'm trying to make that happen as soon as possible. Not rush it though, like half-ass shit, but make something with music. And so this track, I felt this. It's very relatable, and that seems to be the theme of this project. I relate to a lot of what's in the subjects in this project, even though I'm not from Chicago. I can't even say that like I'm from a bad neighborhood or anything. That's not the case at all. But I can still relate to what he's talking about. Track number three, way too focused. Another example, just saying that he's way too focused to worry about stupid shit, which that is that just sounds like me. Um, if it's not a value, then if it's stupid, like he just cannot really waste time on it. And just talking about people that he hasn't seen in a while, or he hasn't been seen in a while, and I can relate to that too. Like you just sacrifice things when you're so focused. You sacrifice certain things, like you won't be seen or you won't see people. You might spend time so focused on doing something that you might forget to eat, um, to stay hydrated. Like just when you're so focused, it's just that things like that happen. I mean, you just want to focus on what it is that you're focused on. You don't want to dedicate any time to anything else that doesn't seem as important or have as much value to you. And sometimes the sacrifice it hurts. But yeah, this is definitely relatable. Flying on LSD was cool, but track number five, the grind. This was a head bopper, man. It was. Oh, I forgot to mention there was a skit on the end of the third track. It was an outro skit on just how cold Chicago can be. Of course, the world can be cold, but once again, this is about Chicago, and just it was just a skit on how cold Chicago could be. Like I think the dude was saying like, I don't want to be on the inside, I'd rather sleep on the back porch so I can get up and sell this rock. And he said something like, dude, you can be selling a rock, or you can be wherever you are, and you hear something like, oh, dude down the street just got shot, and he died. I'm like, oh, okay, that's word. And then you get back to your business. It's like just how cold you can be. And damn, talk about being focused. I didn't even think about that. If you have that kind of mindset, like someone just down the street got shot, not to laugh, and you're like, oh, yeah, damn, that's word. And you get back to what you're doing like that. Fuck, yeah, way too focused. All right, track number five. Like I said, the grind. Head bopper, just rapping about the grind, talking about how you have to get it. And he told the story of this girl who was stripping to finance her education. And then after the track, there was another skit where this guy told her that he could help her with financing the education. And yeah, the next track, trying to get it, featuring Neek on production. My man Neek and Rashid Hadi and Yarbrough. Okay, I'm pretty sure I said that right, but I could be wrong. This is talking about the result of the grind, or at least trying to get results from grinding. And it was like a dope cipher here. The way these guys were just coming in, one, then here comes the next one, and then here comes the same guy, then back to the next. It felt like a cipher. And on the outro, the woman, she talked about the bittersweet reality of Chicago. Like there's things that are so beautiful about it, like food, the music, the culture, the people there. But then at the same time, you also have um, the drugs, the shootings, the violence and everything, the crime, poverty, and things like that. The miseducation or lack of education. So yeah, just a bittersweet reality of Chicago. Track number seven, beautiful picture two. This makes it very cohesive here, just talking about the bittersweet reality of Chicago, but then following it up with talking about the beauty in it. Just talking about the beauty in the ghetto and the beautiful people in it, and how they're likely trying to get out of it though, even though they love what they come from. And we're just talking about shootouts and hustling and the people who spend time in the libraries instead of doing spend time doing that, and just lack of clean water for some people, and gambling, and just pretty much taking all that, the bitter and the sweet, and putting it all into one song after having an outro skit about that. So that was very cohesive for him to put that track right here. Next, Nighttime Maneuvers 2. I have to say, this had a very nighttime kind of Roman beat to it. Um, and like just saying, like, be safe when you go out. Because when the nighttime fall, you might not see day. And yeah, that happens. Like shit happens in the day, of course, but more so it seems like shit happens during nighttime. Track number 9, sunlight, but not sun light, like this right here. No, son light, featuring Fly Kelly. This track was a mother. No, hold on. I didn't even write if it was a mother or a father, but it was just about a parent who was working to give their sunlight and just hoping that not only as they themselves avoid danger and temptation, they also hope that their son uh, avoids danger and temptation, and they're just worrying and praying that they do, and that they end up better than they do themselves because they're working so hard to provide a better life for them in the first place. Check number 10, cost of living. The being a dollar sign, featuring Peter Jericho. Here they were just saying that it's more than just the dollar that's the cost of living, especially if you're black, and especially if you're in a lower income community, because you have to worry about the poverty, black on black crime, the cops shooting you possibly, drugs, the violence, like everything that you can think of, everything that you hear that comes with it. When I don't want to say comes with it, all this comes with it, like it's a good thing. No, but what you typically hear about, just what you that's more than just the cost of living. It's not just the dollar. There's this too. Track number 11, tomorrow. Pretty much what I have to say about this track is the what I believe was on the chorus when he said, "A son is born, a son dies, a black mother cries. Welcome to tomorrow." And that was kind of catchy, even though that's beautiful, but at the same time, the son being born, but then a son dies and the mother cries. Damn, so that's bittersweet too. That's kind of catchy, and I really enjoy this beat as well. Track number 12, Granny's Prayers, featuring Slot A, or is it Slat A? I can't even read my own handwriting right here. So yeah, Slot A or Slat A. Sorry, I'm just saying both because I don't want to have one be wrong and I completely fuck it up. So I'll just say both. Um, this is about a grandmother who just wishes uh, that she's praying, so she wishes for the best for her grandchildren. And for Philmore, he has the for him with his situation with his grandmothers are that one is a Jehovah's Witness and one is a Christian. So he feels like he's double blessed because he has two prayers from two different faiths. And he feels like God granted him the ticket. So what do he say? So I'm taking care of to live right and speak to y'all. My granny's prayers are always with me, and that's dope. See, when I say granny's prayers, I thought about my grandmother, of course. Thank goodness she is still living. But I thought about that music video from Scarface. Um, now I feel you, where his grandmother was praying for him, like he said it in the track, and you saw the video of her praying on her bed. So this was another dope track, and the last track, number 13, Story of Greed. This was another story where they talked about where Fillmore talked about how this kid grew up, and it seemed to me like he was a golden child, even though he was born in a, a lower income community. It seemed like he was the golden child, and he was destined to be something more, even if it was not even outside of his community and his neighborhood. Like he was just destined to be something more than just somebody who was there. He was gonna do something, whether it was something that you would call good or bad. So he ended up owning some land as he grew up. And some people who saw that, some dudes who saw that, they didn't like that. It was like, why don't we have that? And so it was like jealousy. And they were saying like, yeah, we're just gonna have to drop the dude that owns the land, and then we'll take it over. So when they tried to perform a drive-by while they thought he was in the car. They sprayed the car, and who was in it? They killed the wrong person. It was his woman, and so somebody else died. No one had to die in the first place, if you ask me, but someone else died for somebody else unintentionally because they got killed unintentionally, and it was all because of greed. And that happens though. Like I've heard stories of that happening, whether it was due to greed or not. But I've heard of. I'm sure we've all heard stories, and some of us, may have even witnessed it, seen it firsthand, or know someone personally who's seen that, where the wrong person got killed, and it's fucked up. Now the sun is really gleaming, man. But this was a dope project. I wasn't gonna let this slip by. This is going up on YouTube. It's going up on okthrow.com though. It's going to be the video review with a short review slash just summarization of how I feel about this project. But yeah, this project was damn good. It really detailed Chicago. It talked about where he comes from. Like I said, it was relatable. Something like Granny's prayers, being way too focused. Just a black struggle. I can't even like act like I know what the black struggle is. Like I'm in a lower class neighborhood or I grew up there, but still being black in America, some of the things it's like, yeah, I know what he's talking about. Even though I'm not in a lower class neighborhood or never grew up there. But yeah, this was a dope project. And what can I say? Just another good artist, damn good artist with a damn good project out of Chicago. Expect nothing less. Um, I haven't been let down by an artist from Chicago yet. Even with Kanye, even if he's not on his best yet, for me at least, he doesn't let me down. Lupe doesn't let me down. Whether they're prominent or they're becoming prominent or they're in the underground, which is just layered like the whole Chicago scene is, no one has let me down. So um, another one, like Khaled said, another one. I'd give this project a 7.25 out of 10. If you've heard this project, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below and what you think about my review on it. If you haven't heard this project, I definitely recommend that you check it out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching. Hit the like button if you like this review. Share the review. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the content that you see. Check the description because everything down there from my social medias to everything else. And definitely check, but most importantly though, definitely check Philmore Greene out. Like I said, not just this project, just check him out. Check the production, like from my man Neek. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next time.